the owner, founder, president, CEO of the Loyal Handyman General Contracting, along with his vice president of marketing, Tim Horsch and Oliver. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Al. Good to be here.
Good to see you. And Oliver, obviously, is a dog. You've always had a dog.
I've always had a dog. He's my third dog. We had Zeke for 7.
I remember Tucker the most.
Yeah, he was quite special. We had him 14.
Wow.
And he went on to the Rainbow Bridge, and we waited a year, and this guy came along, and he goes everywhere with me.
Now, is he as talented as Tucker was?
He's in training.
Okay.
Tucker was a pretty special guy, but this guy he's shaping up to be pretty good.
Nice. Well, before you go, we're going to try him out on his tricks. But first, I want to congratulate you on how many years of the Loyal Handyman?
We're going into 27 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
So
you didn't think when you started this that was going to be, no.
I'm a general contractor out of necessity. My last job was 27 years ago, and I took some time off, needed a job. I've been in the construction trades now for 42 years. So I just said, well, I started doing small jobs, didn't have a lot, and we've fought and kicked and struggled, and we've done a pretty good job.
Well, yeah, you've created quite a name for yourself with your custom builds that you actually design yourself.
Yeah, I'm very creative. I was born with this pretty awesome ability, and I just see things and how people live, and I like to be very creative and innovative with our projects, and very selective on the ones that we take, and we look for good people to work for.
Yeah, because you only have so many days you can work on projects, but these are some examples of projects that you've designed and built. So people come to you and say, we need a new kitchen, we'd like a deck, and they come up with some pretty unusual requests too, don't they?
Yeah, usually I'll walk through with the clients and ask them a lot of open-ended questions and try to gather what their use, what their intention is for the space, and I look at how they live, and I want to make it an extension of their home and of them. And obviously if they could do it themselves, they would. So they bring somebody in like myself, and it's just a lot of fun to be able to create a space for somebody to be excited about. And we have a very strong inclusion with our clients. That's one thing I really push is our service, including my clients. So when the job is done, they feel like they were actually a part of it,
And they become family.
At the end of the day, that's so important to me. I want to become friends or, in the big family.
Yeah, when we first met many years ago, that was one of the first things you told me, that when we do a job, I want people at the end to think of me as close friend, family. You want to leave the project with that kind of a feeling with your client. That's going to be hard because typically people that work in trades, they don't come on time, or they didn't do what they said, or it cost more than they said, and there's a lot of that, but you don't have that.
Well, we're very small. So I in the beginning I was very hungry, and I would try to take every job I could get, and by the grace of God, and just trying to be a good steward of my trade, I try to convey to people that we wouldn't do anything in your home that we wouldn't do in our home. And we, again, it goes back to that strong inclusion, showing them every day what we're going to do, and we lay it out and make sure that they can walk the space, they can look at it, they can see it, because not everybody's very visual. So that's where it's very helpful to be able to show somebody what we're going to do, and whether we tape the floor, or we draw them a sketch, or whatever we need to do to facilitate them seeing their view.
You got a cool logo. Who made the logo?
Well, I think just me and a buddy of mine just sat around. I mean, that's not my original logo. That's actually my second or third logo. The name,
let's talk about the name, because that has confused people. They think, oh, I need my screen door fixed. I'll call the loyal handyman.
Well, when I started it, my dad, who, he's passed away 2 years ago, June 10th, but when I started my company, he always said to me, you got to have a name that says something about yourself. Funny story was one day, and everybody that knows me from my youth, he came up with the name, the local handyman. And I said, Dad, everybody knows I'm crazy. How about the loyal handyman? Because I wanted people to know that we're consistent, we're honest, and we take these projects on, and that's our intent. So yes, we've struggled with the name a little bit. We don't anymore because people see the word handyman, they don't realize that we're a full service general contractor. So I just tell people we're a full service general contractor with a clever name.
You're right, and really handyman, it describes a jack of all trades, and you pretty much are.
Well, I bought my first home when I was 16, 17 years old, and I gutted it. The first day that I closed on it, I gutted it, and I made it my own. I've always had a love of renovation.
And you're self-trained.
Yes, yep, I sure am.
I want to talk about your involvement in the community, because a lot of people will remember the many years you were involved with the Carp Carnival. You were like the king of the Carp Carnival for many years.
I ran it for, I think, 15 years. I ran it, I set it up. I did pretty much everything obviously with a big group of great guys in the Lions Club in Michigan Center. But my dad, I followed my dad one day. He was getting tired of doing it, and I said, hey, if you don't find anybody, I'll help you. Well, he says, no, you're not going to help me. You're going to do it. So of course I took it and ran with it, and I feel I put a good spin on it and made it a really nice place for families to go, and that was really important to me. I took a lot of pride in that.
It's a lot of work, volunteer to run a huge event like that.
It was a lot. There was 30, 40,000 people run through that every year, and of course that's where Tucker got his name and his notoriety, because he was on my golf cart. I could get up and walk away from that golf cart, and he would stay right there, and people just couldn't believe that he wouldn't leave that golf cart. So
that was his job.
That was his job. So
one of the other places that people have seen is Jackson County Fair. You've for many years been a big sponsor of not just the fair, but the county parks and all the things the fair does.
Yeah, anything we can do to help Denise. Denise was very instrumental in helping me when I started in the Carp Carnival, because I wanted to make it grow. So I went and I sought out Denise, and her and I became very good friends. And so now, I don't have anything to do with the Carp Carnival, but now I'm one of the bigger, I guess not better, but a bigger sponsor of the fair. And we buy the shirts for all the service people for the concerts, and I've been a judge in the pie contest. I mean, just whatever she needs is what I like to do, and just try to give back to the community.
Do you eat pie in the pie contest?
You do, actually. She hasn't let me be a judge in a couple of years, but that was pretty fun.
Yeah, every year Denise asks me to be a pie judge, pie eating, whatever, and she says, but it's at 1 o'clock, and the show's at 1 o'clock.
You'll have to just work around it.
I can't do it, Denise. Could you do the pie? No, okay.
Yeah, it's during the day.
All right, well, thanks for doing it for me.
Yeah, right on.
You specialize, well, it's hard to say what you specialize in, because you could take anything you do, like bathrooms or kitchens or historic renovations. That is an area I think a lot of people struggle with. You are able to go into a home that's maybe built in 1850 and reconstruct to the period. That's pretty amazing.
Yep, we've done some pretty well-known homes. We did the first structure. It's on the west side of Parma, and there's actually a book written about this home. But we actually went through and we restored that home back to its original. We did another one out on Concord. I think it was the original Carr family home, and those folks wanted to bring it back to its original, back to the greens and the golds, and we put that thing back. And their barns have fallen down, and we went out and taken trees down and replaced floor members and hand hewn beams. And I'm a very organic builder, so I love to work on that kind of thing. So I love a challenge. We're always looking for a challenge, to work for somebody's unique and challenging project.
Awesome. Now, I think we want to try a trick with, I keep wanting to call her
Oliver,
Oliver. Oliver,
here,
can
sit
you can you come here?
come here. Come here.
Okay.
Sit,
Can you shake?
Sit.
Shake? Oh, good boy. Good boy. High five? High five? Good boy.
Here.
What else can you do? Is that pretty much it?
Well, you don't have any treats, so hey,
No, I
hey,
don't.
come on.
Can you
Come on,
sit?
get back up here. Oh yeah, he's a good sitter. Sit down.
Well, good boy. Good boy.
Yeah.
Can you wave?
Can you wave? High
Can-
five.
Speak?
five.
Can you speak?
I don't let him speak.
You don't want-
I don't
No,
want a
that's
barking
okay.
dog.
Now, do you still have openings on your calendar this year?
Yeah, we're always looking for our next big job. You know, we look for the story. We look for the client. You know, we're looking for a challenging renovation, but we welcome everybody to give us a call and let's have a conversation, see if we can't design something up for you and get on our schedule. We'd love to hear from you.
Give them a call, check them out. You won't be disappointed.
We also have a Facebook page and we have a website, which is theloyalhandyman.com. You can go on Facebook and do a search on us. Tons of pictures, tons of information, you know, who we are, what we are, a lot of past jobs, so there shouldn't have any questions.
Great.
So
Thanks for coming in, Oliver and Tim Horsch.
thanks, Bart. Appreciate you having us on.
Great to have you here. Tim Horsch, the Loyal Handyman, General Contracting, and
Say goodbye.
Oliver.